So the big thing on the horizon now is artificial intelligence, with the fourth industrial revolution. Do you see that disrupting entrepreneurs or maybe creating opportunities and maybe challenging others? What's your read on it?
Well, AI may affect certain sectors. No? I mean, BPOs, call centers, that could be a threat. And that's why people always have to upskill themselves. No? AI is definitely, for our sari-sari stores, I think it's going to help rather than disrupt the sari-sari stores. It will take a while for, in fact, even for mentoring, it's going to be even easier for us to, once you have AI, then we don't need mentors to mentor them. We would just teach them. They can ask all these questions, and
then
there'll be a mentor there who will be telling them what to do. So for education, it's going to be fantastic. Now I don't know about the schools, whether they'll start being that will be a competitor to the schools to some extent.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned schools, but they're now reviewing the K-12 curriculum, and I know others like you have been pushing government to include financial literacy and knowledge that will be useful to people should they want to go into business later on. But how do you think they should adjust with the AI, becoming more popular now? What's your input there? Maybe it should, so that they become not only, I guess, employable, but also ready to start their own businesses, in this new era.
Well, they'll have to have a skill that will shield them from the effects of AI. No?
Okay.
For example, being a teacher. If AI really gets close to a human being, you have a real competitor. No? So what can that person do? She has to maybe rethink, okay, maybe now I have to look at a skill that AI will not be able to affect that job or that negosyo. No? So there are. And I don't think everything can be done with AI. No?
Okay.
It's still different in dealing with a human being.
Okay.
And I think tourism is one area that I think can be shielded from that. And that's where we have to excel because we have so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Secretary Frasco is doing a good job, but there is still so much opportunity. If you compare the Philippines to Bali, for what quality Bali has, or the beaches versus us. So we have to look at areas whereby it will be somehow shielded from AI. I'm not going to talk to an AI and think, okay, he's in Bali, so I'll feel like I'm in Bali. No, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You still have to fly to this. So we'll have to redefine where the real threats of AI will be. No.
Right.
I think it'll be more of a positive for many people, actually.
Does it enter your mind that that there's this rise of AI and what you're doing with the mentorship program? I mean, there are certainly going to be some skills that are going to be obsolete in the future. I mean, I remember when I was in school that many of the things we learned in journalism school I don't use today because we have computers. Right? But does that worry you or maybe make you think in another way with regard to how you do the mentoring program for entrepreneurs, or what skills you focus on more or less because of that?
So AI will help, for example, when Coding Coach does almost mentoring every weekend on the malls. We just finished Parañaque, SM Parañaque. So that's, I have 500, 600, up to 1,000 people that come there. I join the events, I sit down, I talk to entrepreneurs, and one was a cancer victim. I mean, she's suffering from cancer, but struggling and has a business, and it's doing okay. So the mere fact an AI cannot inspire a person, there's a big difference. But a human being can show that compassion.
I see.
So when you look at AI, you just type it, it's just straightforward. There's no compassion, unless one day they make a real human being out of it. But so there are things that AI cannot do.
Yeah. Well, let me put it another way, because when I talk to my children, my nephews, nieces, I show them things that we do at work, and they're very quick to say, "Oh, we do it another way. It's more efficient, faster. They're using technology." Do you think that you have successful entrepreneurs doing the mentoring? That's how you recruit, right? That maybe they will come across younger generations and say, "No, what made you successful may not be what they see as." What will be required of them to be successful when it's their turn?
True. It depends on what business model they plan to get into. No? And there's certain business models that, to my mind, AI will not be able to control totally. No?
Right.
And I still believe that the human touch is so important.
Okay.
I mean, you can't just talk to a machine and, I mean, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So AI will add to helping those who cannot have a face-to-face mentorship or even a teacher. No, the AI will help in that aspect. And not everybody is able to get to school because it's too expensive. So somebody can create an academy full of AI, and they are learning from the AI, and that is going to make education much cheaper. So there's certain sectors that will be threatened. But sectors that require the face, the touch, all of that, to me, will be shielded from it.
Yeah. Besides that human factor, do you think there are other core skills that will remain or will endure despite all of these changes happening in technology? I mean, financial literacy, for example. I mean, is there something that no matter, regardless of what happens with technology, these core skills are going to be important for developing an entrepreneurial mindset?
Definitely, because my inspiration is really, you get inspiration. Okay, sometimes you can watch it from a movie.
Sure.
Okay, and you get inspired. But also, it's seeing somebody, an entrepreneur in front of you who's successful, telling you what to do, that's an inspiration. So my experience over the last 18 years in mentoring MSMEs, the mere fact that you're present there, I'm present there, and sitting down with them, gives them so much energy. It's like, so I mean, I've mentored a father and a daughter putting a business together. You can see the impact there. So, and that's why we like the face-to-face. Now, down the road, will it be a robot that will be mentoring? I wonder how many people will go to the robot versus a human being that has success. They will go to somebody who has been there and succeeded.
Yeah, I suppose someone like you who's actually done it and successful at it would probably put the premium also on the personal connections you have with other entrepreneurs and maybe making deals and creating opportunities. And now you're doing it, region-wide in Asean. How important will that be in the future, you think?
That's the only way that we cannot lose our being a human being. I mean, the moment we overdo it, then you will lose that relationship. And you can see many in ASEAN, the biggest challenge really in bringing about countries together is trust. So that can only be done through being there, being present. So in my so many years in ASEAN today, it's the friendship that you have created. And that's how things start. Businesses start, you joint venture, then that person has a person that wants to get in touch. So it's really, relationship is key here.
Right. So it's really outside of technology.
So you can't do it like, for example, Zoom. We've been all used to Zoom. You can do it for a while, but after a while, you will lose that personal touch. It becomes strange when you're in a meeting and you seem to not know what to do. we cannot forget the social skills.
Right. And in talking to your counterparts and harnessing these social skills, are there any particular opportunities that you see that will be ripe now for, I guess, for the taking? I mean, in terms of entrepreneurial opportunities, because you're in touch with practically everyone in Southeast Asia now, right?
Yes, and that's the network we're trying to build.
Yeah.
So you start as part of the council. That council becomes bigger because the chambers join us. The ASEAN Business Investment Summit is one. Then it gets wider as now we are trying to forge a more closer alliance. And that starts when somebody would start to invest in one's country. That's important because we can meet every time there, but if there is no in exchange of more trade or more investments in my country and your country, then it's not working. Either there is a relationship problem or there is a competence problem. So, but to me, I think we're headed in the right direction. I mean, you can see the programs of each of ASEAN chairs is to bring ASEAN closer, working together, developing trust. And to me, trust is the most important. Because when somebody trusts you, then he will go and further his relationship with you and building a partnership. And that's what we want. Filipino companies in agriculture partnering with other companies from Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, partnering with them, whatever agri product it is.
Well, when we hear about you, it's always with Go Negosyo, but people forget you run your own large corporation in the Philippines. What opportunities are you seeing in the region for RFM, for Concepcion Industries?
Well, we basically focus on food, basically. We're in flour milling. We're the largest ice cream company today, Selecta, and we're now one of the largest in milk, UHT milk. So, and among that, we've been flour milling for a long time, etc. And to me, I think there's so much opportunities in the country today. And under this leadership, of course, you have headwinds. Unfortunately, you have the inflation, and this is not caused by us; it's caused by other external factors. So hopefully, those things turn around, no? And although as inflation was coming down fast, then now you have a spike again in gasoline prices. No? But I'm still optimistic that what's nice in this government is the relationship between government, people, and the private sector. Because of the Private Sector Advisory Council, it has somehow made us work as a team with the government. So when that comes together, then you have a powerful group that can really make a difference. So to me, getting the best minds in business to help government for free is one of the best things that this administration has done.
Can't go wrong with that,